cancer continues. You can donate at jimmyv.org or 1-800-4-JIMMY-V.
Hey, tell me something. You're a baseball guy. They're playing Neil Diamond, Sweet Carolina, New York City.
This confuses me.
Don't they play that at Fenway Park?
That's why this confuses me. I don't understand.
I don't either.
And New Yorkers here, maybe a lot of these people are from Syracuse, but New Yorkers are singing along to a song they play at Fenway Park all the time. Doesn't make any sense.
Something's wacky. Trying to get Summers a look.
Closing out on him in a hurry. A little more active Michigan State now. Rowe flashing through the middle. Sherman's back in the game.
That zone really makes you take time off the clock. Trying to jam that into Sherman.
Good D by Joseph to knock it out of bounds. 9 to shoot.
See, Tom Izzo talking to Sherman about you got to seal off. You got to seal the defensive player off and step to the ball. You young kids out there, always remember, number one, step to the basketball.
Rowe sits down. Green returns with a 9 on the shot clock. And Trish called for the foul as he bumped Lucas out of bounds. That'll reset the shot clock.
That one thing, Michigan State's going to be excited with their recruits. Remember this name, Brandon Dawson from Gary, Indiana. Special, everyone says. Special.
You know what's amazing about Michigan? One of the many amazing things about Michigan State. A lot of the programs that year after year are right up there among the best in the country get kids from all over the country. Almost all of Michigan State's kids come from Michigan or Indiana or Ohio. Just about everybody comes from one of those three states.
Saying one thing, the state of Michigan produces so many great players.
Yeah.
I know down in the city of Detroit.
Jackson with a rebound after some frantic play. Numbers for Syracuse. Scoop, Jardine off to Joseph and count it.
That was pretty. That's how you run a fast break transition game. Run, baby, run. Oh, they used to run it with Sherman, Douglas and company. Pearl Washington earlier in the career. Derek Coleman back in '87. The general remembers him.
They've done it different ways. Of course, 2003, they had Carmelo. They had Jerry McNamara as a freshman that year, knocking down all kinds of shots. They had Hakeem Warwick that year, helping to lead them to the national championship. But, you know, year after year, the game has changed. The eras have changed, but Jim Boeheim just keeps on winning, averaging 24 wins a year.
He also has some great recruits coming in next year. Does a phenomenal job. He and Mike Hopkins recruiting.
Lucius misses a deep three badly.
It's going to be a danger time right now. Really danger time for the Spartans. Looking for that real signature win.
Derek Nix back in for Garrick Sherman.
Talking about recruits, they got a 6'9" kid coming in they love by the name of Rakeem Christmas.
That's a nice name.
Oh, right about this time of the year.
Yeah.
You were shopping yet?
A little bit, getting started.
I did. I really did.
You do your own Christmas shopping?
Oh, absolutely.
You do your own Christmas shopping?
Absolutely. I really do.
What'd you get me? Joseph has it taken away.
They need a spurt right here. They need one badly.
Green for three. Guess who? Rebound number 15 for Rick Jackson.
Tell you, he's making like Kevin Love. He's putting those kind of numbers on. What Love's doing with Minnesota is incredible.
Had a 30-30 game last month.
That's not a bad night.
Not a bad week. Key to the screen to try and free up Jardine. Keita rolls to the bucket. Nice pass.
Looking for the open guy. The last two possessions, what an amazing job looking for the open guy. The whole bench is cheering. They are jubilant. And Tom Izzo is not jubilant. He gets a T.O., baby. A T.O. What a terrific job of moving the basketball.
Great ball movement by the Orange, and the lead is back to 10. The lead for Syracuse is 10 with 5:25 to go here in the second half against Michigan State. The second game of the Jimmy V Classic. Kansas defeating Memphis in game one tonight. Time now for a look at our Reese's perfect play and just great sharing of the basketball.
Oh, really very unselfish. Looking at the extra little pass, get the little layup, the last two possessions. And there's Keita dumping it off to the jam. Great job. Look at Derek Coleman. Let me tell you this. He's from the Motor City. He does a great job in the city, helping people. He would have never, ever gotten out of the city and went to Syracuse if I was still coaching Detroit. Trust me, Boeheim would have never got in the city with airport. Smokey gains an eye, and I will never let him get to Coleman's High School. We would have locked him up. Derek doesn't know that. He would have been locked up, and he would have stayed home.
Big supporter of Syracuse basketball. We see him at more Syracuse games than any other former Jim Boeheim player.
I'll tell you one thing, he's doing a great job in the city. By the way, David Bing, former Syracuse superstar, is the mayor of Detroit.
That's right. Played alongside Jim Boeheim.
Yes, sir. Average about 35. He averaged 34.
That's not nice.
No, it's not nice.
Summers. Boy, and we talked about it before. He can shoot, but he can do that even better.
And that would open up his shot even a little bit more. It would give him open looks. He doesn't attack enough. He has the athleticism, and he has the ability to attack. He's really multi-skilled. I mean, a lot of guys can either make the jump shot or they can drive. He really has variation, and he's flexible, and he can do both.
Putting up some big numbers tonight, the senior out of Detroit.
But a very quiet situation. Free throw line's been a nightmare for Michigan State all year.
5 for 11 as a team tonight.
Shooting 63% coming into the game. Tricia, 73% shooting on a free throw line. They're not in the bonus yet.
Number 3 on Lucas, 6th team foul. So the next one will put Syracuse on the line. Under 5.
Michigan State's got to make something happen with their defense. They'll try to force a turnover and get a layup.
Jackson banging with Nix. Now Jardine will reset. Still 15 to shoot. Deep 3.
Allow him to shoot that shot all night. Not the kind of shot you want in your offense. They've done a good job of executing. They've been very efficient in their half-court offense.
Make here would be huge for Michigan State. Lucas turns it over.
Turnover, free throw line, nightmares.
Lucas has really struggled tonight, and there's another Michigan State foul. Number 4 on Green. As you said, turnovers have been a problem. Dick, has been a problem tonight. It's been a problem all season. Maybe the single biggest problem Tom Izzo feels his team has right now.
Well, 4 games with 20-plus turnovers all year. And they had 4 all last season. They have more turnovers than assists in 4 of their games. You just read there graphically.
They lose to Connecticut in the second round before beating Washington in the third-place game. They go to Duke, lose that game, come home and play Bowling Green, then come to New York and play Syracuse, and a combination of very tough teams and a lot of travel. And Tom Izzo is known for difficult scheduling, and as you say, Dick, it might hurt him a little bit early, but it seems to help him late.
Yeah, they really do. And they got to get this kind of competition. They get ready to play the likes of Ohio State, Wisconsin, and Illinois, who I really like.
Lucas gets a good look. Loose ball rebound to Scoop Jardine. We're under 4 minutes to go. Cuse by 10. Trish off balance.
Got a breakout here, 3-on-1. Oh, what a great play.
Jardine with great hands to knock it away.
Lack of communication. All the trail guy had to do is yell, trail, trail, trail. You got to communicate. And then he throws a little hook pass back for the layup. But nobody in the back line is talking. Now, right now, you got 3-on-1. You got to be able to talk. Summers should be screaming. Good defensive transition.
On ESPN 3D. One of the many telecast sporting events that we're bringing you now in 3D. We're not actually on the 3D show, but you look good in the 3D glasses.
Hey, these are my shades, man, from Florida. You got to wear shades in Florida. You got to respect the sun. 3D time, baby.
They're the real 3D guys down there. Mark Jones and Jay Billis. They're 3D pretty. You and I are not 3D pretty. We're barely 2D pretty.
Hey, you know, we're talking about Tom Izzo and all the travel. He's the traveling man. Goes out to Maui, Durham. Well, Jimmy Boeheim, they don't make their first trip out of New York or New Jersey until January 17th against Pittsburgh.
Isn't that amazing?
Said, I don't like leaving home. I don't blame him.
No true road games for Syracuse until conference play this year.
Have you seen his wife, Julie? You wouldn't want to leave home either. Oh, no, I should say that. Oh, that's a turnover.
15th turnover committed by Michigan State. Sherman will return. Green will leave.
He's the most overachieving guy in marriage in the history, other than when Julia Roberts married the singer.
Lyle Lovett.
Yeah, Lyle Lovett. I knew you knew Lyle Lovett. See, I knew you knew that.
Boy, Jardine, he's a strong young man with a basketball. He's getting bumped and bodied all over the place.
They just got to make free throws.
Yeah.
They got to make free throws.
Number 4 on Rowe.
Michigan State really struggling offensively to get any kind of fluidity.
Is growing year by year, starting to get back to where the program used to be some years ago. Of course, you know, Bob Knight winning 3 national championships. Remains to be seen whether they ever get back to those heights. But with Tom Crean at the helm, you know that the future is bright for the Hoosier program.
Well, you know, Tom Izzo was talking about that to me before the game. He said, hey, make no doubt about it. He used to be an assistant under Tom Izzo. Tom Crean would get it done. Getting Cody Zeller next year in that recruiting class is going to help big time.
The third Zeller brother, the first one Luke went to Notre Dame, and of course Tyler's now at North Carolina.
Who had an incredible game against Kentucky when he had 27 points, 11 rebounds. You know, I thought that was a must-win for North Carolina. The game was at home, and they responded.
Lucas the foul.
It's going to be a free throw shot in Syracuse if they were to hold on and win this game.
Are they better than you thought they were?
Yeah, they really are. Because when you looked at their scores against the teams they had beaten, you said, really, how good can they be? Losing the likes of Routins and Onawaku, and losing certainly Wesley Johnson, who's playing in the NBA now. But you look at their personnel and you wondered about making shots. But they are definitely better than what I anticipated.
And a lot of different options for them. Rick Jackson obviously is just a beast on the inside right now. But C.J. Fair had some big moments in the first half. Keita's blocked a few shots. Jardine's had a good night. Might get himself 2 more points here.
Yes, sir. And Trish with the steal. They're really putting the hurt on a quality basketball team. I still don't think there's any doubt that ultimately Michigan State is going to be a team to go on a roll. But tonight, it belongs to Jim Boeheim and Syracuse and all their fans that are here.
Largest lead of the night for the Orange. And why have they played so well tonight? Reason number 1, number 00, Rick Jackson.
Yeah, he was such a dominator, especially early in the game. He set the tone with his physicality.
Jackson is averaging 13 and 12 on the season. Dick, how about 17 and 16 here tonight?
That's a pretty good night against a real tough opponent.
Let's get more with Doris Burke.
Well, what a transformation for Rick Jackson, a guy who barely played as a freshman, became a starter 11 games into his sophomore year. But his changed frame has certainly added to his ability to stay on the floor longer. Their staff told me before the game that they have not had a rebounder this good in 10 years. Not bad, guys, when you think about how good Derek Coleman was on the glass.
Yeah, Derek Coleman was an animal guy on the glass. He was so special. Look at another turnover. It's got to be driving them nuts because they're turning it over for layups.
And again, the extra pass. This time, Trish to Jardine.
They're having a blast. It's run, baby, run, Syracuse style.
Good hands by Joseph.
Hey, think about unbeaten teams. 7 in the Big East. You think about the likes of Syracuse, Georgetown, Pittsburgh, Connecticut, Notre Dame, Louisville, Cincinnati. Big 12 has 2, Kansas and Baylor. Big 10 only has 2, Ohio State and Northwestern.
Well, that look says it all. Look at Tom Izzo's face. Turnovers have been a problem this season and tonight. The rebounding's been kind of hot and cold. It's normally a huge strength for Michigan State. Not tonight. -9 on the glass for a team, Dick, that has led the nation in rebounding each of the last 2 years.
And also look at the free throw line, shooting 50% on the free throw line. Hey, look at Mountain West. They have 3 unbeaten clubs, and they're good teams. San Diego State, Steve Fisher, BYU with the kid Fredette, and then UNLV. Lon Kruger's got a quality team. They beat Wisconsin.
Yep, they've moved into the top 25.
And what about a salute to Gary Waters and Cleveland State? They're 11-0. They're 11-0.
Under 2 minutes.
And a rising star in coaching. Trust me when I tell you this name. Listen carefully. He fouled out 5. Donnie Jones, Central Florida, former assistant at Florida, beat the Gators. Has a great assistant down there by the name of Brendan Zor. He used to work in the NBA with Chuck Daly. And Marcus Jordan is one of the most improved players in America.
At 18.
His dad wasn't a bad player.
Not bad.
Not bad. His dad was fairly good. I think his name was Michael.
Kalen Lucas fouls out 8 points, 2 assists. A frustrating night for him against the 2-3 zone.
He is really physically not anywhere near where he should be in terms of being at full strength. He will. The doctors say it's going to take a little time. Came back from rehabbing an Achilles heel problem. I think you'll see him at full force when the Big Ten season starts.
Big night for Jardine. Sports Center, if you're looking for it, it's coming your way next as soon as this game is over with Steve Levy and Scott Van Pelt to look back at Game 1 tonight on Sports Center as well. The Kansas win over Memphis.
I tell you, Kansas very impressive. Then you throw in the mix Josh Selby, and they take their team up an incredible notch.
Boy, the Twins played well tonight, Marcus and Markieff.
They got some solid players. Taylor, Robinson.
Green with a turnaround, and the tip is good for Rowe.
They're going to have to get something out of Rowe, Sherman, Nix. Talked to Lefty Driesell the other day, the left-hander in the College Hall of Fame. And you know what he was mentioning to me? And I didn't think about it. He said, you realize, Dick, there's only one team in the top 25 out of the ACC.
Crazy, huh?
It's unbelievable when you think about that, especially early, because usually early they're piling up all kinds of W's.
North Carolina was ranked in the top 10 early, fell out of the rankings. They picked up a nice win against Kentucky Saturday. Virginia Tech's been a big disappointment so far this year.
Struggle, got beat by Virginia at home.
Summers misses the 3. Keto the rebound.
Some of the team's early disappointments have to be certainly UCLA. Butler a little bit, put in there. Gonzaga's got 3 losses already. Virginia Tech.
Into the final minute here. Syracuse on its way to a 9-0 start.
Well, congratulations, Syracuse, with a great performance. Hey, you know who's in the house tonight? Jason Williams, our guy Jay Williams in the house. And the reason I mention it, when he put 38 on the board, and they needed all 38 to win.
Back in 2001, the most points that any player has ever scored in the Jimmy V.
Oh, he was electrifying that night. Solid performance right out of the gate by Syracuse the entire night. I mean, wire to wire, they were the dominating team. Other than a few minutes here and there, Michigan State showed a little spark, but Sparty had no answer for Cuse tonight.
Appling, the freshman from Euclid, Ohio, gets the lay-in. He was a huge scorer in high school, and they think he's going to be a big-time player at this level.
Yeah, he really is. He's got great ability. Just a matter of filling in. We have to be patient sometimes with these young kids. They're going to stand an ovation from their people.
Shot clock turned off. Tom Izzo looks dismayed over on the Michigan State bench. Michigan State will drop to 6-3. All 3 losses to teams currently ranked in the top 10, but that doesn't make it any easier for a competitor like him. Jim Boeheim and the Orange go to 9-0. Coach Boeheim with career win number 838. Syracuse 72, Michigan State 58. A huge night for Rick Jackson. 17 points, 16 rebounds. Scoop Jardine with a 19. An impressive performance by the Orange in front of a pro Syracuse crowd here with the Garden tonight. Coming up next on ESPN, it's Sports Center. For more on this game, join us shortly on ESPN News for a post-game extra. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Thanks very much for joining us on a night here in New York, where we honored a man and his cause.